So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Let's meet Tino. He is speaking to us based out of Dresden, Germany. He's currently a software engineer for the Web Solutions Group. He holds a degree in computer science from the Technical University of Dresden. He's also working as the tech lead for development of plugins and customizations for Confluence. And when he's not coding, he tries mastering the art of Aikido, which is pretty cool, and he enjoys reading good books. So with that, Tino, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
So hello there, everyone. First, thank you, Morgan, for the nice introduction. Well, yeah, let's start. So today I'm going to tell you about the content import plugin for Confluence, as Morgan already told you. And as the name suggests, it's a plugin to import content or large amounts of contents into your Confluence instance. But before I get into detail, I'm going to tell you a bit about Comunado, the company I'm working for. We were founded at 2001 with headquarters in Dresden and a branch in Stuttgart. And we are providing solutions to optimize communication and collaboration in enterprises, and have now more than 250 employees, where 65 of those employees are working for the business unit of software engineering. We are Atlassian partners, and we are also gold certified partners of Microsoft and IBM business partners. This slide shows some of the solutions and technologies we are working with. We are working with or providing software for enterprise wikis like Confluence, and we are covering topics like Intranet 2.0, collaboration workflows, enterprise mashups, portal solutions. Well, first I'll give you a short overview about how I'm going to present you about the plugin. First, I'll tell you how the plugin came into existence, what was the motivation, and then I'll tell you some of the key features, and then hop right into the demo, so that you can get a feeling of how we do use it, or how our customers use the plugin. Then afterwards, I'll give you some facts, further facts and information, like where you can download it and where you can contact us. So yes, first I want to say that the plugin is available from today on, and you can download it at the Atlassian Plugin Exchange. So grab it while it's hot. And yes, so how did the plugin came into existence? Whenever you're rolling out Confluence in an enterprise, there arises the same question: what do you do with the data in your legacy systems? So many of our customers had this problem, and we ourselves had it too. So we had to cope with the question to bring large amounts of content into our into a Confluence instance, and we had to find a way to do this repeatedly. And yeah, so the general scenario was a one-time migration of content, so that the content from the legacy system is present at the Confluence, and from then on can be edited and read at the Confluence instance. So there are several requirements, and challenges we had to face. So first for the requirements. I mean, the key feature, or the key feature was that we wanted to be able to provide a complete and lossless migration of data. So for that, we also needed to support things like metadata, the order for the content, dates, labels, which were provided at the content, and we had to be able to support each of the content types within Confluence. With content types, I mean pages, blog posts, attachments, and so on, so that we could map the old content type of the legacy systems to those types. Then we wanted to be able to keep the structure of the original content so that the users get familiar with, or which are familiar with the old content, will also be familiar with the content after it's been migrated. And what is also important, or similar to that, is we wanted to preserve the formatting so that when there's a table in the old system, it comes also out as a table in the after the migration on the Confluence instance. And another really important feature is the possibility to do incremental imports. That's really nice if you have big amounts of data that you can put into Confluence in one single step. You can do a step-by-step import. So some of the challenges which arose while we were migrating content were that we had to face systems with heterogeneous systems with all kinds of structuring and formatting for their data, and we had to map those data somehow to the Confluence data structures, the Confluence content types. And we had to be able to model those relations. And then there are some Confluence specifics, I call it, because the data or the body of the content is stored using the wiki markup. So if the source system is not within the Confluence wiki markup, which is mainly not the case, and it has to be converted somehow. Then there are things like the titles and spaces have to be unique and so on. So what we did is we found a solution, and our solution was that we said, you know your data, you know what you want to keep, you know what data you want to import into your Confluence instance, and we know Confluence. We know how to get data into Confluence. So what you just have to do is you take your database from the source system, which could be really a database or flat files, XML exports, whatever you like, and you transform them or export them into an XML file. And then afterwards you take this XML file and import it into the Confluence system. And at this point you can use the content import plugin. So what you have to do for the export is that you have to map your data into a kind of interchange or transfer format, which can be done or can be which is easy possible because there is an schema definition we provide together with the plugin, so that you know how to map your data to the Confluence content using the XML file. I'll demonstrate this at the demo. And yes, at the XML file there is an element for each content type, like page or attachment, blog post, and you can model the relations between your content, and you can add metadata by using attributes at the elements of the XML data of the XML file. You can easily generate more than one XML file, which comes in handy when you want to do an incremental or step-by-step import. The attachments which you want to import or migrate have to be provided in a separate folder, which is then referenced within the export document. And yes, when you are not that familiar with your data, you don't know how to map your data or how to create your XML export using the XSD, then you can contact us and we can give you help, because we also provide a migration service, so you can get it can get the whole service from data analysis over export and import. So on the import side, we have the content import plugin, and it takes the content described in the XML file and imports it into Confluence, as the name suggests, and it allows for configuration, so that you can decide what to do when during the import there's a collision with already existing content, or there is some invalid character in the title and stuff like that. Currently, we are supporting a conversion from HTML and XHTML to a Confluence wiki markup, and we are planning to enhance this, but there's no roadmap yet for this. Should you want to import your data and give it in, or give the body of your content in wiki markup already, or Confluence wiki markup, then this is possible too. So there's no conversion needed. And one of the nice features is that with the schema definition we give to you, we can validate your exports before the import starts, so that errors on the XML file can be validated before the import starts, and it's not stopping halfway and you have a somewhat messed up instance. So, okay, at this point I'll jump into the demo, and yes. So what I will start with is I'll show you first, after you installed the plugin, then you can go to this is the plugin, the content import plugin. You can go to the plugin overview, select the plugin, and then click on configure plugin. There you can add your license. This is for now the only configuration which is possible, but further there may be more. Then we're going to the migration or to the import, and this can be found at the administration, on the administration section, and the content import. Here we are seeing the first step of the import, and there you can see the XML schema. You can download it. I'm not going to explain it right now. There's a real good explanation linked from our documentation. You will see some links at the end of the presentation to it. So yes. So I think I'll show you how we migrated our old CMS system into Confluence. So first, show you the system. This is this is our CMS, which we migrated into Confluence, and I'm going to migrate this branch, the career or karriere branch, and as for this we wrote our own exporter, which is not part of the plugin, so you can write your own exporters if you want, or if you need. So what basically does, it connects to a test or demo database, and then I'm just selecting the career branch, press export, and then the export is written. Was pretty fast. So now I generated export together with attachments, and I now have to provide the export file, the XML export file. The first step, it was generated at a server which I mounted on the page. So yeah, here's the export file, and I'll have to provide the attachments directory. So the attachments are fine. Oh yeah, that's easy. Yes. So let's press continue. So at the next step, you can see some statistics or some information about the export we are going to import. You can see that the import plugin found 9 pages and 9 attachments. And yes, at the next section, you see you have the possibility to select the content types you want to import. You can select if you want to import the spaces. I mean, there are no spaces at the moment, so you could take off the tick it off, and you can select to import pages, blog posts, and attachments or comments on those. With the next section, you can configure how to handle users. You can decide whether to take the users which were provided in the export. You can decide if you want to use a fallback user, if the user is not existing at your running instance, or you can decide if you want to take the user from the export file, even if they don't exist. So the last option is to always take the given user. And there's an option which we needed for one of our customers to provide anonymous user for all of the contents. Yes. So now I'm going to take the user from the export and use a fallback user if the user is not existing. So what the system also does, it validates that the given user is really existing at your Confluence installation. So I think admin is not existing, or when I press continue, you see my user is not found. So I have to provide one which really exists. Well, the other configuration options I'll explain in a while. So I'm pressing continue, and then yes, it should fail exactly. So what went wrong? At the last step, you see some summary of the configuration we just did, and you see log of the import, and it just says that the page, or that the top level page of the hierarchy I want to import couldn't be imported because the space with key trial space does not exist. So now I could go to the dashboard and create the space, but I'll do something different, because when we go back at the first import step, there is also a link for trial import. This also ships together with the plugin. You can download the import. I think I also did this. Must be on dashboard. It's on my desktop. Great. So we use this import, this demo or trial import first. Provide the attachments folder, press continue, provide a user, and then, yes, we are going to import one space. Press continue, and now the log is somewhat bigger. It shows that at the summary that one space was imported. We'll see this in a while, and that the space had labels assigned which were imported to, that there were pages in the export which were imported, and so on. What also is interesting is that I choose to use the fallback user if the user provided that the export does not exist. You can see several log messages that the user admin assigned to page whatever does not exist, and that the fallback user was used instead. So we should see this in a moment. So we're going to the dashboard, and there's a new space, the trial space, which just got imported. This is the home page, and as you can see, the user host was added as the creator. If we go to the pages overview, then you see that the old home page of the space, the so-called default home page, which gets always created when you create a space, is still there. Click on it, but was exchanged for a new home page. So okay, so now that we have the trial space, we can try to import the export we did from our legacy system. So we are returning to the administration, go to content import, and select the exports. Okay, here we are again. We have those 9 pages, which we are not able to import previously, and 9 attachments. And yes, this time we're deciding to take the users from the import file even if they don't exist. So we should see, yes, the import log now tells us that some of the page titles were invalid. So they were replaced. No, they are not replaced. They were removed. The illegal characters were removed, not the pages, and so that we could import them. And now we should see at the page overview of the trial space the previously exported pages. So there's a new hierarchy starting with Karriere and containing all the sub-pages from the legacy system. So we have, for instance, the consultants page. And now let's take a look. Yes, here it is. Without the navigation, but the content is the same. As you can see, the import also preserved most of the formatting, and it also added the picture at the top of the page. Well, Yes, so much for that. I want to show you a bit of the format of the export file. I'll first collapse it. As a top-level element, export, and then below this there comes the information about spaces, pages, and blog posts. And we are currently looking at the trial import, which is, as I already told, shipped with a plugin. And as you can see, there's a definition for the space, trial space, we just imported. The creator was admin, which didn't exist in our system, so was replaced by host. And yeah, then there are labels like trial and space. And then we see the pages. And there was a page, new home page, yes, which has the flag is home page set to true. So whenever this page gets imported, the old home page is the home page flag is taken away from the old home page, and the new home page becomes the home page of that space. Yes, the blog posts are. The blog post section is built up similarly. There you have, we even have labels of the blog post. So a label like trial, import, news. I could also show this at the imported space. So I'll browse to the blog. That's the blog post which was imported, and there you can see the labels which have been imported. So I'll show you one more example. So what happens if you are destroying or if you're providing an export which is not valid, like you add an attribute which does not exist. So I'm manipulating the trial import, returning to the administration, go to the content import section, try to import the trial imports. It doesn't matter what attachment directory provide, because if I continue, then it should as first the attachments, the provided attachments directory does not exist, so you'll warned that this directory is wrong and you should add an existing one. And then the important part is that the import file failed to validate, and that's because of the attribute I just kind of destroyed is not allowed. So so much for the demo. I hope I could give you some insight on how the plugin is working and how we are using it to do our migrations. And then returning to the presentation and give us some more facts about the plugin. Currently, we are supporting Confluence version 3.1, and as I already told, the plugin is available at the plugin exchange since today. So yeah, we are proud that we made it and happy. And it's supported by Comunado. After you, the license is commercial, but when you download the plugin, it will be already in trial mode, which is free and which allows you to import 10 elements of each content type. This means you can import 10 blog posts, pages, comments, and attachments, and afterwards you get only excerpts from the remaining content you want to import, but otherwise it's fully functional. If you want to purchase a license, you can do so. and the license plugin is unlimited for the number of users, so there's no differentiation, and is valid for exactly 1 year. And after that year, it falls back into trial mode. For future versions, we are planning to improve the configuration so that you can export, that you can map your export to already existing spaces in Confluence, and you can decide where to put what content. And we want to allow you to handle the attachments, which currently have to be put on the server the Confluence instance is running on, so this becomes more comfortable. Here you can see some information, some further information where you can download the plugin, and a link to the documentation on our homepage where you can find more information, or you can follow us on Twitter. If you have some more questions and want to get in contact with us, you can do so. You can contact me or Claudia, and we are happy to hear from you. So please use these options if you want to. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much for your patience and your attention. And yes, I think now I'm ready for the Q&A session.
All right, thank you, Tino. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the controls back here. And as he said, if anyone has questions out there, please do chat them in, and we'll go ahead and start asking those questions. I do see a few are coming in, so let me just pull these up really quick. One question came in. Can the plugin handle larger amounts of data?
As I told before, I can tell you from our experience, we did migrations with thousands of pages and several hundred attachments. But as you can do those migrations incrementally, step by step, by adding more and more content to the same space, as I did in the presentation and in the demo, there's nearly no limit to the amounts of content you import.
Yeah, and regarding that incremental import, is that something you have to do manually, or can you set up some sort of automated program?
At the moment, you have to do it manually. Yes.
Okay.
So.
All right. And it sounded like is this brand new to the market? Or has this been around for a little while?
It's been around a little while in-house for a little while because we use it to do our own, to do some migrations for our customers. We use it for our own migrations. So we are using this since about a year, and we decided to publish it just some months ago.
Okay. Yes. And do you see that you guys are going to develop more on it, or do you think it's pretty stable?
I mean, it's stable from now. We are planning to add some more features, as I already told, to make it more configurable. Yes, but now at the moment it's pretty stable because we are already using it for a while. So.
Okay.
Yes.
And someone wrote in and asked, could I actually write my own exporter and test the export file in trial mode?
Yeah, sure, you can do. I mean, there's, as I already told, there's an XSD or a schema definition shipped with the plugin. You can use this to validate your export and then test it with the trial in trial mode. So you will get, as I already told 10 pages, blog posts, and whatever fully imported, and then you get only excerpts. But you can test, for instance, if the hierarchy is preserved of your export.
Okay.
Yes.
And what would you say are the most common legacy systems that you've seen people migrating from? Are there any ones that are really common?
That's a really interesting question because there are there are no common systems. We've been migrating from all kinds of systems. Plain HTML files, we had T-Wiki and bulletin boards. So you can say that there's a common brand of systems, or that there are common systems. So, I mean, that's a nice feature of the plugin. You can visually import from any system if you can export the data into the transfer format. So, yes.
Okay. Does anybody else have any more questions out there? Looks like a few more. Let's see. What's the difference to the universal wiki converter? I don't know if you're familiar with that one. That one's been around for quite a while.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, one of the biggest differences is that you can do incremental imports, step-by-step imports into in an existing or running instance. You can add content to the space. Then you can add metadata. You can set the author or the creation date, the modification date, the modificator, or the modifier of content. Yeah, what else? As you get a content, you can I don't get it. I mean, yeah, this were the key features. I mean, metadata was really important, and yes, blog posts. You can import blog posts with the Universal Wiki Converter, and this is possible with our plugin because we are covering all content types.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
That's
looks
nice.
like that's it for the questions. So I wanted to just post up some of our contact information. People can reach me at webinars@atlassian.com and also Tino at tino.winkler@comunado.de. As I said, this webinar was recorded, and once I get it edited, I'll post it up to atlassian.com/TV. And next week, we're going to do a plugin of the month with the Confluence FX of Cap IT, and that's basically taking Confluence to your desktop. You can always keep in touch with what, not only events, but what webinars we have going on at atlassian.com/about/events. And if you guys have any ideas for future webinars, please get a hold of me at webinars@atlassian.com. And one last slide, Atlassian Summit of 2010 is coming up in June. Last year was our first annual summit, and it was a huge success. This year is going to be even bigger and better. Early bird pricing is coming up on the 15th of April. And right now, we're really hoping for people to submit speaking submissions because the call for speakers is ending in just a few days. So if you think you want to come to Summit for free, please put in your speaker submission, and my team is going to review them and then make their selections in the next few weeks. So more information on Summit, just go to summit.atlassian.com. And with that, Tino, I wanted to thank you for presenting your plugin. I think it was great, and I think people are really eager to use it over the Universal Wiki Converter. So thank you for presenting today.
Thank you, too. Thank you for giving me the option.
Take care, everybody. Yep, definitely.
Bye.
All right, bye.